Pokemon Unite. TTV right now has that momentum, and they do not want to lose it. Amaterasu is going to have your first pick here in this draft, and we're going to see what they want to change up. TTV saying, no, you can't pick Comfey. Amaterasu banning out the Dodrio, so let's see what they snap up first.
It's very unique how they're picking Pokemon into the face of these two teams. You know, a Hoopa Hover there, ending up locking in the Slowbro. Ender is phenomenal on Hoopa as well. We saw plenty of great JL Hoopa work earlier. Now this is great for Amaterasu. They have an opportunity to end up on the Hoopa if they want it, because Ender's Egg Bombs, as we saw before when they actually sent Amaterasu to the lower bracket, were keeping the resets from happening. So they feel comfortable in giving Ender the Blissey and the work that they can do on that Pokemon.
Trainer getting Glaceon. I have to wonder if Espeon is going to be picked up here by Amaterasu. No, they are not picking it up right yet. TTV moving on over to see what Pokemon they are going to grab. Ooh, Zugrug possibly on the Snorlax, possibly on the Wigglytuff. Lutano hovering that Sylveon that they were playing earlier. You know, Wiggly and Sylveon actually make a pretty amazing combo, and Lutano is saying, you know what, I actually think we want to grab this Lucario first before it can get stolen away from us.
The fact that Espeon might be picked last here is absolutely crazy to me. That Pokemon has looked great all day. Look at the beef in front of that Espeon. You have a Trevenant and a Slowbro. It's going to be tough sledding to get to that back line. They have some decent ranged attacking out of Otter. They have great movement, and so does Celestial on the Lucario. So they do have opportunities to get through Roland and Nudo by proxy, just by going around them. But if you're trying to go straight at them, you've got a brick wall ahead of you.
Here we possibly have the battle of the special attackers right here. We've got Gardevoir, Mew for the side of TTV, and we have Espeon, Glaceon on the side of Amaterasu. So we are just going to be throwing long-range special attack damage at each other, while this massive front line of Amaterasu is going to try to soak all of that up. And then we have TTV, a little different. We've got Ender, who could be healing or shielding Zugrug. Zugrug, of course, as that Wiggly, going to be an incredible front line. And then we have Celestial, who instead of being more of a front line is going to be that Pokemon trying to dive into the back there and do something about this Espeon and do something about this Glaceon in some of these bigger fights.
Really want to highlight, if Zugrug goes with the Sing build of Wigglytuff, it's going to lower the special defense of everybody on Amaterasu that is put to sleep, and that's going to allow those shots from Lutano to reach the next level and get some big time KOs. Of course, Otter as well on the Mew, and you know that's going to be how they're going to be calculating these engagements. I especially like on the Wigglytuff, they had the eject button to be able to dart in, sleep them down, and then maybe a Fairy Singularity right into the middle with a Solar Beam combo, something like that.
Here we have Amaterasu versus TTV. Game number 2 of your grand finals. Amaterasu needs some wins here. They need to hold on. TTV trying to shut the door on them right now. Take them out in this first series and take their big prize money. Take all of those championship points and take their first big win of the season. What a better time to do it than when all the money's on the line.
Yeah, it'll make a statement for sure, and really make sure that everyone knows that NA is truly wide open.
Here we go. Trainer heading into this central area right here, just picking up some experience while we see Amaterasu handing off that blue buff over to Espeon, walking into path right away at level 4. Very, very common strategy right here, as is pushing towards Otter, pushing towards Zugrug. Nice big secure there with the Psyshock.
Slowpoke and Espeon, we've seen it over and over again, a very good tandem in this bottom path. Zugrug is going to have to find their way to be successful here and get to Wigglytuff in short order, because the Sing is going to be the key to maintain these engagements early on.
Let me tell you, Otter right there, I love that play that they just made, throwing up that light screen and actually moving the wild Pokemon so that the Psyshock missed. What an incredible play to stop that Psyshock from stealing away the wild Pokemon. I mean, it's a really tough thing to do, is just outplay Yeet Fan somehow. And they did it.
Otter's Mew work has been phenomenal all day long. Surgical precision with that Pokemon, with the light screens, with the solar beams, with the replay, darting across using the eject button to reset your solar beam location. Celestial taking a huge chunk of damage, though. They're forced to retreat. Curly is there, and they're doing some damage, but Amaterasu with a good little push, because they had 4 players in the cut for that engagement.
Here we go. They're sent back through the hyperspace hole. They can heal up. Glaceon going to not be taking that portal back, heading back into the central area. They're going to give a little bit of it over to their Phantom, so it can evolve into a Trevenant right here. Zugrug moving forward with a little bit of a sink, putting Slowbro to sleep right here. Big time boosted, and Electro Ball to secure that wild Pokemon right there. It is just a fight over every little scrap here in this bottom lane.
Quick score by Slowbro. They're almost put to sleep. Light screen bops them back a little bit. Tons of damage going in on Zugrug, though. The Surf in tandem with Yeetfan, who just pulled up and dealt some damage, going to be just enough to allow them to retreat here. Wigglytuff going towards the center as those 8-minute birds are open. But right now we see these two Pokemon scrapping it out over a wild Pokemon.
There's so much experience down there for these, two Pokemon to try to secure from each other. Obviously, it's really difficult to out-secure that Espeon, but Otter is trying their best. So we actually see Yeetfan moving up right here, getting a huge boosted attack, huge Psyshock, huge Psy Beam right there onto Zugrug.
Yeah, dealing that critical amount of damage may seem innocuous, but it keeps Zugrug there so that Amaterasu can do what they want with the wild Pokemon on their side of the map unencumbered. So that's a critical component of that. The birds are populating on the map, and they are absolutely eviscerated in the top path. Who knows where they went?
Yeah, TTV just moving up there, taking everything in one huge burst while they're leaving Celestial up in this top path, sending 3 Pokemon down to this bottom path. We are 5 seconds away from our top and bottom Regis hitting the map right here. 2 members of Amaterasu are bottom, and it looks like they are also bringing the Glaceon down here as Regirock is being started. Zugrug moving in with a big Sing, and here comes huge damage with a Psyshock from Gardevoir.
And it's dribbling through. We're going to have to get a reset on JL. The Regirock is back into the middle and is taking tons of damage. Zugrug eats an egg, but we'll see what they can do. Glaceon Unite comes out. Are they going to Icy Wind into the middle? Mew takes care of Slowbro in short order and also takes the Regirock. So that's a KO and the objective for the Mew. Otter is feeling it in this second game, Spraggles, and Amaterasu has nothing less in it as the Unite moves come out from both sides. Mew and Espeon, but it's Mew that gets the better exchange. That thing is getting huge. Finally coming through. The pressure's on. JL's on the chase. Can they get this courtesy KO for the squad? They do. So a good deep push by the support player on Amaterasu to get something out of nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Great fight there from TTV. An amazing attempt from the Hoopa to start picking up something because that fight really did not go their way. And of course, we see the egg bombs coming out from the Blissey, making it hard for everybody on Amaterasu to go home. If you time that right and they get knocked up, they cannot make it back through their hyperspace hole. They've got to have their feet on the ground.
And that's why we've seen the importance of the egg bombs and things of that nature to keep them from going through the portal and getting those heals. Nudo scrambling back. Are they going to catch a reset? They get bopped by Celestial and can't make it to the portal in time. Just what you were talking about. Lutano is focus firing everybody down. JL catches another bad end of an evil receipt as now they're trying to move forward, but it's the Bliss Assist on the Celestial. They want to seal this thing up. Glaceon Unite comes out. They're going to see what kind of things they can do with that, but it's not much. They actually have to retreat because Celestial took the Regieleki and TTV is looking to put the pressure on. Tons of damage on Nudo. Boosted Auto sorts them out. No problem. Celestial goes down, but the rage continues for TTV. They are ready for Amaterasu, and they want to take this game in convincing fashion.
Amaterasu having to deal with this Regieleki right now, just being pushed around in this top path. All the while, we have more scoring happening in the bottom path. Wigglytuff putting in points for TTV. Right now, though, it is 11-40. Neither team really wants to break these goals. They want to keep this fight happening between these two and continue to secure all of this wild Pokemon experience that they can. Sending Yeetfan, the Espeon, back down to this bottom path. You really can't out-secure this thing as it's going to be able to get fed and get a ton of levels. Everyone making their way down to the bottom path right now as we have a Reggie spawning on the map. Nice big Solar Beam taking that wild Pokemon. Zugrug in the face here of the Hoopa. And of course, this Hoopa can bring everyone down whenever it wants. It has its Unite move on the ready.
Ender going for a cheeky score, but it flipped the attention of Amaterasu backwards, and TTV was able to get a positional advantage on this Regirock. However, the damage is chunked. The boosted auto smashes into the Glaceon, and they're looking for an opportunity to Icy Wind somebody down. Another Unite out of Glaceon. They get so many of them. Trevenant Unite back the other way. Picks up Zugrug. That's the only player that hits. They sleep in tandem with the Mew Unite, but they're right there for the Espeon, who pops the fire. Glaceon takes care of the Mew. This Regirock's going down, and Lutano sorts it out, which is exactly what TTV wants. A couple exchanges for the KOs, but at least you left with the objective. Is Zugrug going to be on the chopping block? Ender and them are working together. They've been hip to hip for a long time, and they don't plan on changing that now. They're peeling back, and they are successful with that just amazing time and space bought by Lutano there. Nudo just forced to work on wild Pokemon because TTV are out.
take a look at that side shock into a side beam just cascading through TTV as they push onto this goal right here. This fight is somehow not over, but TTV is trying to finish it as they KO Espeon. Trevenant coming in with the giant wood hammers. The solar beam not able to push the back. Amaterasu is relentless as they are crashing this goal, trying to put in 80 points. No, Otter won't let it happen. Huge solar beam and a giant surf pushing him around. Glaceon goes down. They are still not able to break this goal. They're continuing the fight. Lutano moving in and getting juked right now. The giant wood hammer. The surf comes in with a huge KO. The Trevenant's still here, still fighting, getting pushed back now here by Zugrug. Looks like Zugrug's going to try to chase this down. Here comes Otter to finally put a nail in this coffin, and they do. This fight is somehow done. It's done.
JL with the sickest bait and switch I've ever seen. You want to talk about rope-a-dope? We just found one. That was a bob and weave for the history books. Now TTV is putting a little bit of a siege on this bottle of goal zone. It is successful. Light screen bubbling out, rolling, so they can't keep TTV from scoring. TTV finally breaking the 100-point mark on the scoreboard here, 137-63.
And finally breaking the 100-point mark. We're at 2 minutes, 20 seconds in this match. They have been fighting back and forth, just an absolute slugfest for so long. I don't know if everybody inside the game even realizes that we are about to have Rayquaza on the board here in 10 seconds. 4 members of TTV up here in this top path as Otters make their way up. They almost catch Yeet Fan right here. Gonna go ahead and make it home and get all healed up as we start our positioning here for Rayquaza. TTV very aggressive right here in the face of Amaterasu. Amaterasu pushing forward. Rayquaza being started right now. TTV could be looking for their secures. We have the Hoopa Unite move. It actually gets sent back through its own hyperspace hole.
That is wild. They're trying to find Nudo, which gets KO'd in short order. The Trevenant is down on the side of Amaterasu. TTV, all players standing. They're checking the Space Fist. Who's seeing who they can stun up? The Surf from Rolling is coming through, but it only touches Zug, and that's not who you want. JL, who's kind of been the best player in Amaterasu in this game, goes down quickly. Trainer's trying to find it. Unite move for the Lucario goes right through Trainer, but they get KO'd in short order. Glaceon sorts out the Lucario, and I can't believe they're still standing as Espeon is peeling downstairs to see what they can do. They just want to try and escape. Lutano baits them in. Big Unite. Can they close it out? No, it goes by sideways. Lutano comes in. Blitzes isn't just in time to save. Fairy Singularity back the other way, and now Lutano is feeling big. TTV peeling back for a re-engage.
And here we are, 137 for TTV, 63 for Amaterasu, as we have Zugrug scoring in the top path, being stopped actually by the Hoopa, and TTV is once again pushing onto this Rayquaza. Glaceon making its way to the middle of the map right here. Huge Unite move onto the Gardevoir. Rayquaza is getting very, very low, and we are looking for a secure. Who's going to be able to get it here? And it looks like it is TTV who's able to pick that up. It is the Mew. It's Otter. Absolutely devastating for Amaterasu as they are running towards these goal zones right now, trying to put more points on the board. There's 60 for TTV, and the points are going to keep coming in, Dupe Snacks.
Tons of points on the map everywhere. Hundo burgers are being eaten by both sides, but TTV with those Rayquaza shields are getting the better end of it. Celestial trying to find their mark here as they're sitting on the goal zone with no points, waiting for the rest of the team to pull up. 401 to 247. More points raining in quickly. Make it over 500 for TTV.
There we go. TTV taking game number 2. Amaterasu is holding on for dear life right now because one more loss and they are knocked out of these grand finals. TTV will take the big prize and all of the championship points.
Golly, what a final fight by TTV. That was truly back and forth, but they found their opportunities and were able to cash in. Great play. Lutano really going big, but the player for me was Otter. They were all over the place. They were moving so well. Big time surf to stop scores. We saw solar beams that were hitting 2, 3 players at the same times, and of course 2 big secures out of them.
We can see right here, TTV ahead on score throughout mostly the entire match right there. And as soon as they have a large enough point lead, they're just going to continue pressuring the side of Amaterasu to make a mistake. Amaterasu being behind means they need to make a play. They need to send someone off towards a goal. They need to take a big fight inside of Rayquaza. TTV just responding to that perfectly at every moment, staying alive, staying healthy, and then getting a big secure on Rayquaza right there at the end.
TTV is playing a different level of Pokemon Unite that we've seen in the previous 2 months. Lutano, tons of damage, 91k for them. Trainer just shades behind them at 88k, but let's point out really quick, Ender, almost 100k recovery across the team, really making sure that Lutano, Otter, Zagrog, and Celestial could keep on going.
Yeah, that's right. Huge recovery there from Ender. Of course, huge egg bombs as well, just displacing members of Amaterasu. One thing that TTV was excellent at throughout this match was finding moments when Amaterasu wanted to head back to base, wanted to take those hyperspace holes back home, hitting them with the egg bombs, moving them around, making sure they couldn't take them back. And then as soon as they did, they knew that they were already low health. They had nowhere to go. They were in a lot of trouble, and they pick up massive KOs.
Do you want to talk about how well they were able to limit the strength of Hyperspace Hole? Obviously, we had the egg bombs. We had the pushes from Celestial to keep them, because you don't have to knock them up. You can knock them out of that circle as well. Celestial doing a good job as on that. Of course,